Okay, so in the do now, you copy down the formula for integration by parts. In this formula, okay, you have uv minus the integral of v with respect to u, and it may seem a little bit strange, but I'm going to actually derive it for you. This formula is derived from integrating the product rule. So what we would have here is if we see an integral of two things that are being multiplied together. So I'm going to integrate the left side of our equation. And what I do to one side, I must do to the other. And since you have more than one part, I'm going to integrate both parts. I should say more than one term. I'm going to integrate both terms. And I'm integrating with respect to x on the left side. I'm going to do the same thing on the right side. Okay? So what I want to do is isolate this expression here. Okay? And again, the reason for this is because we may see that there are two things that are multiplied together. We need to do the integral. There's no formula that we've learned before that we can use. So this is where integration by parts comes in. So if I'm going to isolate this whole expression, I'm going to subtract this part over. So that way I get this expression to itself. Okay. At this point, we're just going to simplify. Okay. So I'm running out of room, as you haven't noticed. So I guess I'm going to bring it up here as my next step. Okay. This right here can simplify to just be the integral of u dv. And this right here is the integral of uv dx times d over dx, which I'm going to take that on in front pretty soon. And this right here, again, this can kind of cancel, and we get the integral of v du. Okay. So since I'm running out of space, I'm going to erase one part. I'm going to erase this part right here. So give me a moment. Okay, so all I'm going to do is take out the d over dx in front of the integral here. And you can kind of see it starts shaping up to be that formula that we have. And this right here, since it's the derivative of our integral with respect to x, is actually just uv, okay? This is part of FTC Part 1. So when you have to integrate two things that are being multiplied together, and we don't have a rule or formula to use, it ends up being that we have u times v minus the integral of v with respect to u will be our answer. So that's how it kind of gets derived. And we're going to use this with an example. Okay, so here is our example, and you can see that it's x times cosine of x that we need to integrate. It is an indefinite integral, don't let that confuse you. And there is no rule when it's x times the cosine of x, and we need to integrate. If x times the cosine of x, we need to take the derivative. Of course, we have the product rule. But in this case, if we make u cosine of x, it's not going to lead us anywhere. There's no replacement of sine of x dx. If we made u x, then we'd just have dx. So once again, we don't end up anywhere. Okay, so we need to use our integration by parts, and there's 4 steps, okay? The first step is to find u and dv, okay? U in this case is just x. It's our simplest form, and dv would be the cosine of x dx. You'll see why. The reason for that is because we can find du easily, but we can also integrate the cosine of x with respect to x easily too. Okay, and so that's the sine of x. And so with this being said, if we apply uv minus the integral of v du, and du is dx, we can see how it falls naturally. We can take the integral here. And the integral of that is going to be negative cosine of x plus c. So this becomes our final answer. Okay. If you do choose different parts for number 1, okay, by the way, we did all 4 parts already. If you choose number 1 and it's wrong, it'll be worse than when we started with. Integration by parts doesn't always work, and you may need to repeat it more than one time. So kind of keep that in mind as you do these problems. Just don't keep repeating it, and it keeps getting worse and worse. That means you may have chosen the wrong u and wrong dv, or perhaps, again, it just doesn't work. All right, good luck.